Hey everyone, I'm coming to you from Waynesboro, PA, Tracy Bonebrake Miller, with my topic for the symposium. So I was torn on this one, but I wanted to learn more about transgender athletes in sport and find out what was really going on because there's some many opinions out there, and oftentimes what I'm seeing is those opinions are pretty polarized. Um, and even what I'm finding, for example, for the goal of this particular assignment for today was to take a look at one article. So I found one article in Journal of Physical Education, Recreation, and Dance that discusses transgender athletes' participation, discrimination, and equity. So a lot of what I'm finding so far, I've started to dig into this over the weekend, is a lot of opinions and how transgender athletes are treated, which is certainly very important, and especially coming from a group of us from our group, we I I would guess that most of us want to increase participation in sport, and certainly don't want to discriminate against anyone. So those social issues are important, and how a transgender athlete may feel, obviously very important. But I want to know more of the science. So, what is the difference with the science, and should that help us too? And as I believe it should help us to guide us in making decisions moving forward. So, the article about that I got for this particular assignment comes from a transgender transgender girl, which, by the way, please forgive me. I'm trying to learn the terms and use them properly to be so I'm not offensive to anyone else, but I'm still learning and going through the process. So this was a person who was male at birth and identifies as female. So this person is a middle school student, upper middle school, and has been up to this past school year, participating in sports as a female. Um, Based on a bill that was passed in the state of West Virginia, that student was told by her principal that she could no longer participate as a female, but given the opportunity to participate, of course, in sports as a male. So it goes on to talk about that particular court case, and I'll share more details of that in my symposium. More recent cases that we might be more aware of, just the spring and track and field. It seems like it comes up in track and field pretty often, and we haven't had to encounter it yet here at our school, but I just feel like that's why I chose this topic, because I think that it's coming our way. So I just want to make sure that I'm informed as much as possible and knowledgeable. So, I can speak about it intelligently as well. So there have been cases where some girls are saying that they are missing out on scholarship opportunities because they're not given the opportunity to compete against other girls that at the high school level, which is a little bit on like the NCAA level, where males, people who are born male, can compete as a female, as a transgender female, and they don't have to. They can just state that that's who they identify with, and they're going to compete. Whereas in the NCAA, there has to be a year of hormone therapy, and before that person can compete. And some of the more widely publicized cases that we've probably all been taking a look at are in swimming, and that was kind of a big one here recently. But at the high school level, that's not the case. So there are people saying that, we could end up fielding a team, for instance, of what's supposed to be a female softball team of all transgender females. And is that fair? So I'm coming across a lot of things, and I'm really excited about the information I'm finding. But there's even one researcher that's saying that in some sports, clearly based on lung capacity, based on physical size, even based on size of bones and strength and height, that it may be an advantage, there are some sports that it could be a disadvantage as well. So that's sort of an interesting take on the topic. But again, I want to look very much at the science. So, what is it? How are males and females comparing? So, there is work done on that particular topic. So, I want to take some time to dig into that, looking at things like lung capacity. It seems to be that a lot of the research is pointing to the direction that after a person goes through puberty, there are changes that happen to their body that are inherent to them, even if after they undergo hormone therapy. So that's a really interesting area that I want to take a look at as well. I feel like it's an important topic. And I thought at first I looked at it and I'm like, oh, I would love to know more, but I'm staying away from it because it's super controversial in some areas and with some folks. And I'm afraid I'll say the wrong words or offend somebody. So I think that's why I just wanted to challenge myself and say, I really want to learn more about this. So this is the topic that I'm going to do. So I just decided to buckle down and do it. So it will force me to learn the proper terms and to be as knowledgeable about it as I can possibly find. So if you're still watching, thank you for watching my video up to this point and hope you're doing well.